once again, viewer. Satan216 here, bringing you yet another video on Little Nightmares, this time covering the DLC that just dropped a couple days ago, at least at the time I'm making this video. Secrets of the Maw, Part 1, Chapter 1, whatever you want to call it, called The Depths. So, if you haven't already beat this, pause the video right now, go beat it. It's a fun, yet short DLC. Then come back and watch this, if you want. So, let's get into it. Alright, so what we're going to cover in this video is mainly things that the DLC revealed that we weren't quite sure about the first time we played the actual story, and a couple things that still need answers, like every part of this game. So, starting with the bedroom here, really quick, just want to mention, while this guy gets chased down by the janitor down here, that we are only one floor above the place we went through previously with 6. So, that makes you wonder if all of these rooms have similar setups and why there's so many kids that are super small, because we still don't know exactly what their purpose is, in the Maw. So, yeah, he goes into the room down there. Basically, though, we have all these kids who are kind of not really prisoners, and whenever they try and escape, they get captured and killed, eaten, etc., etc. You know. So anyway, the next thing I want to bring to your attention, because I'm just doing a, basically run through here at the first part, luckily that's where most of the secrets are these drawings. This one being, if you can tell, of the Maw itself, and some drawings on the floor that look like figures and symbols and stuff. And then you should recognize this one, because this one is on the floor we actually went through 6, and now you get a little bit of backstory on how the ink and the stuff got there. There's the little slug thing that they make ink, I guess, or maybe it's like their blood, I have no idea. But there are handprints all over, leading you to believe you were not the first one to go down that path, through the hole in the floor, out the door, etc. There's the, speaking of doors, there's the one that you go through later on, yeah, but we'll circle back to that. As I climb down this and nearly die a couple of times. Climbing up is way easier than down, I'm going to note that. But here's the most interesting thing that caught my eye. If you remember your first playthrough, you might realize there's a certain absence of, wait for it, kids turned to stone, yes, as well as a couple miscellaneous furniture, like objects, but we'll come back to that later. So yeah, there are like 4 or 5 kids here that were turned to stone. If you got killed by that, you know how that works. Not really, but you know what I mean. But they are no longer there, which means that time frame wise, this all occurs, I'm guessing, before 6 even wakes up in the suitcase that you start in. Now, as I chase this girl here, who's incredibly fast for someone as probably malnourished and weak as these kids are, we'll run through here. You might notice some other differences, like those blocks are moved 2 inches to the left. No, I'm kidding. That would be ridiculous. But you will notice that this room, which you've gone through a couple times probably, excuse me, sorry, is dark, permanently. You might remember the first time you went through, you had to time it just right, flip the power switch, and make sure you didn't get electrocuted. Well, the box that allows you to do that is currently missing. The lever, however you want to say it, is still behind the door. There it is. You can't pull it, obviously, because it's down and you have no way to push it up with the game's mechanics, but I thought that was curious. As well as the stack of cages here, that allow you to climb up. But more importantly, the fact that the girl you were following is the entire reason Six can go through the game's story in the first place because she drops the sheets, I guess, that she tied together somehow, and that allows you to climb down and up later on. So I thought that was pretty cool that expositional wise they give you give themselves that out so that Six can go through here and do everything you do in the main game, but this all happens before that. Although you gotta wonder, the missing kids from the one place, did they like stage some sort of mass breakout that failed? I mean, I guess we won't know that either, but anyway, moving on. You might be asking yourself, wait a minute, what happened to the girl? Well, given the fact that within about 15 seconds of falling down into the depths, you do find her flashlight, which allows you to progress through the game, which is nice, as well as a trail of some clues left by the ink that where she went. But they disappear, and you immediately, well, somewhat immediately, find what I assume to be her dress. You can only assume she was killed by this game's enemy, the Granny, who looks incredibly terrifying, but could also just be super young, and years of water damage have permanently messed up her skin. I have no idea. She could be like 30, but we don't know, considering she lives underwater and in the depths of the maw. I guess she's like the protector of the area, similar to kind of what the janitor does, because, and moving past the fact we have no idea why that box is leaking ink and what's in there. I tried to open it, believe me, you can't. We do discover that some of the kids who have made it this far, at least, did not make it past her, due to the fact that she doesn't want to let these bodies go until you pull on this crank really hard and discover that this bag is full of bodies. As you see, as it slowly turns around, you see the hand, and I don't think that's probably not the girl. They wouldn't make it that obvious, but I could assume she's either in there or some other bag. However, this does raise an important question, and that is, what is her role exactly? You see the bathtub on the right here? If you remember, it dispenses fish heads, which you can then use to distract her. So is she rewarded with fish heads for capturing the kids and then returning them to the higher floors for the feast and everything? Once again, we'll have no idea. It's just speculation, but that is my theory on the issue. So, I don't know. Could be way off base, might not. Let me know what you guys think. I'm always looking for insight in this game, as well as a couple others. Anyway, if you made it this far in the story and this video, you will realize that almost no one, I want to say, I imagine some people did, saw the fact that you actually did see the runaway kid, as he is known as, in the main storyline. And I, for one, was pretty shocked to realize that he was right in front of my face the whole time in that part, and I didn't realize it. So anyway, thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, leave a like. If not, I don't really care. Have a good one.